Hey, everybody. Look at us looking so gorgeous and
Yes.
beautiful.
Love it.
I love it. I love it. Welcome back, ladies, for yet another episode. Welcome to our affirmers, to the AM affirmation space where we speak nicely to ourselves.
Yes.
So we are here for another episode, y'all. I am Karen Fairweather. I am also known as the affirmation whisperer in these streets, physical and virtual streets. I am
That's
the
right.
one that you can come to if you need a word for yourself, so you too can speak nicely to yourself. You can find me on all the socials. This podcast, I have some books. I'm a powerful speaker. I'm a women's empowerment coach. Yeah, and a mentor, and a mentee.
There you
all
go.
things. All the things. So contact me, reach out to me. I have a master class that I offer quarterly to teach women how to use my Life Rediscovered journal in a more empowering way. So make sure you connect with me. We also have the amazing Miss Marcy of Marcy Moments on IG. She is also a co-host on Thursday Therapy with her co-host that on that show. She is just all over the place, y'all. If you are not listening to her weekday mornings when she shares her Marcy moments, she gives words of inspiration. You are missing out on a treat this morning. She was going in. She was going in this morning. So make sure you listen in. And then last but not least, Miss Clivia Allen of hashtag Her Chosen Story. Miss Clivia, listen, she has a lot going on too. She has this podcast. She has her own podcast. She's on Spotify. She's an editor. She's a coach. She does it all. And she's here too. We have a girls' affirmation room that I'm starting to talk about a little bit more because I want to get the word out. It's a private room, so you have to
Mhm.
get admittance, so to speak. But this
Yes.
affirmation room is for girls 8 to 12, where we come in and we speak nicely to them and teach them how to speak nicely about themselves and
Mhm.
encourage them to be more empowered young women so they can be
Yes.
empowered women. So you'll hear more about that in the coming days. But today, we have another amazing subject, y'all.
Yes.
Reinventing ourselves. What does it look like? I love this subject, reinventing, because I have reinvented myself a few times, y'all.
Mhm.
A few times I have reinvented myself. And I will honestly say that when I reinvented myself, it was usually right after a traumatic experience.
Yeah.
Right after a traumatic experience, I wanted to be and do something different. I wanted to look different. I wanted to feel different. I went through a whole weight loss journey back in 2015, 16, somewhere around 14, 15, something like that. I decided that I no longer wanted to walk 20 steps and feel like I was about to pass out. I felt like I had a medical experience. I woke up in the middle of the night and thought my heart was going to jump out of my chest.
Mm.
I made a decision that night that I was going to do something different because I was traumatized by that experience, thinking that I was about to die. I literally thought I was about to die that morning. I could feel my breath, feel like it was escaping me. It was a wake up call for me to do better about my health. And I got into working out more and eating better and was able to reinvent myself to feel better about myself.
Yeah.
Emotionally, went through a reinvention in after accepting that some traumatic experiences that took place in my life early on that was still plaguing me emotionally. I got to a point of accepting that, although, and I'm careful how I say this because I don't want to minimize anyone's experience, but I do believe that everything that happens to us to help someone else.
Yes. Indeed.
Although, Lord have mercy, those some of those experiences I could do a lifetime without.
Mhm.
I could do a lifetime without them. However, it is part of who I am and was. And why do I say was? Because that woman doesn't exist anymore who was hurt by that. That
Yeah.
woman who was shattered by that. She doesn't exist anymore. But the woman who experienced that exists now because I can talk about it without crying, crumbling, or not wanting to talk about it at all because I was denying it.
Yeah.
That exist today. That's a reinvented moment. I let go of the black hair, y'all, a few years back. I reinvented myself into wearing my gray hair boldly,
Mm-hmm.
boldly wearing my gray hair. I wear my most
And
of
it
them
looks
used to
good
my
on you.
do
Yeah,
up.
definitely it is.
It's thank you. It does look good on me, doesn't it?
It does.
Look, and had I not reinvented myself and let go of what I thought would not look good on me, ever been there? You thought, oh man, that's not going to look good on me.
Like,
And
ooh.
only to find out,
Do you ever look at something like, oh, I can't wear that? And then Spirit say, put that thing on. And you
yes,
like, ew.
All the compliments and
Ooh.
exactly. And sometimes I will be honest. I'll wake up in the morning like, oh Lord, when did all that gray hair get there? But that's few and far between because most times I'm very grateful. And I'm honestly saying most times, like 99.1% of the time, very grateful for my gray hair. But the other time I'm like, oh child, when did you get this gray? But it's okay. It's okay because they do say wisdom, gray hair equals
yeah,
wisdom, something
yeah,
like that.
yeah,
Not all the time, but the point is reinventing myself is something that I have learned is necessary. I'm in what I call the second act of my life, being over 50 and no young children. I've had the opportunity to redesign how I live, recreate my life. And God puts that in my hands. He gives me all the tools to do all the things. And I decided to take action on them.
yeah,
Instead of waiting for life to twist me in that way or twist me in this way, I decided, you know what? No, 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 we're not doing that anymore. I'm going to make some better choices so that my outcome can be more aligned with what it is that I deserve.
yeah,
In one of the episodes, Miss Clivia talked about having peace.
Mm-hmm.
I made some choices to realign my life so I could have
mhm,
that peace that I deserve and desired.
yeah,
Reinvented my whole existence, moved to a whole different state to get to just kind of freshen up things and have a fresh new start. But you know what? Even if I did relocate, if I didn't renew my mind,
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
if I
exactly.
didn't renew my mind, no matter where I went, I would have still had the same experience. So reinventing yourself, ladies.
Hmm.
What does that look like for you? For me, it was a internal first
Yeah,
reinvention that came out on the outside externally. Reinvention, people saying, oh, you look different, you walk different, you speak differently, your voice is a little more booming. Yes, it is, because I
right.
no longer walk around with what I was carrying before. I decided to be the best version of me, and like Miss Marcy said, wake up the next day more marvelous than I was the day before.
Right. Mhm.
Oh my goodness. Yes. Like every day, I'm amazed at the amazement.
Yes, exactly. So, ladies, let's share with our community about reinventing. Most of our community fits in that, our age group, that 40
Mhm.
up. And let's talk about that reinvention. What was it like for you and why was it so necessary for you? What prompted you to make the change? Come on, Miss Clivia, what you got to say?
Yeah, and I think even for me, it's really stepping out on faith with all of the reinventing. You mentioned having a renewed mind, be transformed by the renewing of our mind, because if your mind ain't right, what you doing? What you reinventing, right? An inventor, I mean, some of them might be a little, I will call them off with some of the things, but we understand. I mean, the light switch, the microwave, all the things that we have, somebody invented it, right? So for
Yeah,
ourselves, for me, relocating, that took a leap of faith, right? And my mind was made up. You know what? It's time for a fresh start. I could have said, okay, from Brooklyn to Queens, from Brooklyn to Long Island. No, I decided to move all the way to Florida, right? And my sister's like, "Oh my gosh, that's so far." I'm like, "It's a plane ride away. What are you
yeah,
doing, Clivia? No one's there. Everybody's here." And I'm like, going back to the word peace. I'm like, I need a peace of mind. And the palm trees, it does that for me. The
yeah,
lakes, it does that for me. And the space, even having space. So whether it was relocating, and I mean, even locking my hair was part of that reinvention. In 2020, December 2020, I decided, you know what, I want something new, even with this change. And I unlocked it. And part of that unlocking was, I would say, finding myself, right? I felt maybe I was needing something else. And then I went right back. I'm locked again, right? My hair is locked
And
again.
that's
But
okay too. That is okay.
exactly. Sometimes you have to go back, and not to
Yeah.
say you're going back to a default, but for me, it was growth, right? It
Mm-hmm.
was growth and just starting over. And I mean, even for myself in business, right now, I'm reinventing my business. I would say from scratch. From I would have to get recertified on certain things, trademark certain things again. So it's a process, but your mind have to be right. And I think that's really important. And it's key that be at peace with your choices, because I don't regret moving. Right. And I've met people that moved here and they went right back because this wasn't the place that they wanted to settle, whether it was money change, because it's very different in regards to salary. But for me, I wanted peace over wealth, if that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So again, my look, I embrace. We talked about body image a few weeks ago, a few months ago. I embrace what I have, and I don't have much, but I love it. I know how to, and now I have a stylist. I'm going to have a stylist that's going to help me wear the things that's going to complement me. So that's part of my
Yes.
right?
Yes,
And
I
now I'm
love it.
open. Yeah, thank you, ladies. And now I'm open to having mentors and coaches. And then I now are it's going to be a coach eventually. So add that to the list, Carol. So I'm just excited for what's to come. And even though
Mhm.
I don't see it, I know that my steps are ordered. So with all the reinventing, I know the inventor, and he got me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Amen.
he got me.
Amen. Amen. Miss Marcy, I know you have been doing some reinventing on a maximum level. Share with
Yeah.
us, please.
Yes. I actually want to start off with Clivia was saying. So I had locks, traditional locks,
Hmm.
and I woke up and said, these no longer serve me.
Right.
Mm,
So we combed them out.
Hmm.
Okay. And then now I have sister locks.
mm,
But I released so much
Hmm.
hurt. Ooh, I released so much hurt at that particular time
Yeah.
going through a divorce, and it was nasty. The hurt was nasty. We wasn't nasty to each other, but just the way things were done.
mhm,
So going through a divorce, and Spirit said that hair is holding so much trauma.
mhm.
Hmm.
Let it go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I was like, I had my locks for like a year and a half, maybe. And it was like for a minute. And then I said, you know what? It got to go. And the freedom
Yeah.
Mhm,
after I released
Hmm.
that pain that was locked in my hair.
mhm.
Um, and then forgiving my husband for the reason we got divorced, forgiving him. That's a reinvention because of the simple fact when it starts from the inside.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So my heart had to give up hurt,
Yeah.
and
Mhm,
my heart
mhm,
had to give up the loneliness
Hmm.
mhm.
to forgive him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And with that, like I said, the other day in one of my posts, the glow up,
Yeah.
Mhm.
the glow up, like I somebody came to me and was like, "You just living your best life,"
That's
and
Mhm.
right.
I am. But the thing about it is forgiveness. I can't worry about what you're doing,
Hmm.
and I have to put my things in order.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to enjoy myself,
Yeah.
like because like Clivia, I'm doing in K Ron, I'm doing the things this podcast, Thursday Therapy podcast. I'm a gun violence educator and educator. Um, we have the young girls room.
Mhm.
I'm an author. With
Coach.
yes, I'm an author. I'm the things. I'm a mother. I'm a yaya. I'm a friend. I'm a
Yeah.
sister.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But with all of those things, I find so much joy in being each and every one. I'm God's favorite daughter. I
Mhm.
find joy of being each and every one of them. But the only way that I can enjoy it is to learn how to let go of what
Yeah.
no longer serves me.
Bless you.
That's
Yeah.
So
right.
that's how I reinvent
Mm-hmm.
myself. Because I I know we've heard the story, but 3 years of anxiety, depression,
Mm-hmm.
and suicidal thoughts.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And some days I just look at myself and be like, girl, I'm so excited
For
for
who you
me.
are today. Yeah. Yeah.
And I know that people saw me at my lowest,
Yeah.
but now when they see me, if they get down and out, you know what? Marcy was down and out. Look at her now.
Mhm.
She
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
frolicking. I'm
Yeah.
frolicking,
Wait, did you say frolicking?
frolicking. And I'm just grateful. I'm
Yeah.
so grateful.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful to be in having a community. I
Yeah.
think
So
that is
important.
that's one great thing. If you're going to reinvent yourself for better, having a community of
Yeah.
women and men, but especially strong women,
That's
like
right.
women that our circles, the women that we have,
Mm-hmm.
that's going to pour into you, but pour into you so you may grow.
Yeah.
And that's very important too.
Yeah.
It is. It is. I was, as you all was speaking, I was thinking about when a house is remodeled, right? The exterior looks the same or with some exterior minor cosmetic changes, but the interior
Mm.
has been changed. Some walls have either been put up or taken down
Mhm.
or realigned to maintain the structure of the building of the existence. But because they wanted to remodel for things to look different, for the flow to be better, walls were moved or taken down. We still need walls because we have to maintain our boundaries, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
But sometimes we change those boundaries. We
Yeah.
redefine those boundaries internally with ourselves of what we allow in through our eyes, through our ears, through our heart,
Mhm.
right? We realign what those boundaries are, what words we allow to come through our thoughts and through our mouth and through
Mhm.
our actions.
Yeah.
Because there are words I no longer use. There are thoughts I won't allow myself to entertain
Yeah.
because I know, as Miss Marcy said, they no longer serve me. Saying that I don't, change it to I will try, I want to try,
Mhm.
gives me a whole different perspective on life.
Yeah.
It opens opportunities, if nothing else, for me to have an experience I wouldn't have had I not been open to it. But I had to change the internal first. I
Mhm.
had to restructure some walls, some boundaries, how things flow in and out of me. I had to restructure that. I had to reframe that, decide what I was no longer going to put up with, those thoughts, those words, as Miss Marcia has shared previously, someone speaking ill over me, and I didn't even realize it until I
Mhm.
realized it, right?
Right.
And at that point, I made a choice. Oh no, you got to go. That, oh no, I can't talk like that to myself anymore. And
Mhm.
every time I think about doing mirror work, I think about Miss Clivia. Every time, Miss Clivia, it cracks me up. But it just reminds me how she said she does mirror work, and with her initial attempt, she was side eyeing herself because you literally are looking in the mirror at yourself and seeing you, but
Yeah.
you may not be ready to see you. But
That's right.
reinvention takes seeing you for who you are and
Mhm.
deciding if you like what you see internally. Do
Yeah.
you like how you feel about yourself? Do you like
Yeah.
how you speak about yourself? Do
Yeah.
you shy away from mirrors? Do you shy away from your reflection because you don't like what you see? Honey,
Mm-hmm.
if that is the case for you, I highly recommend you get with somebody.
Yeah. Yeah.
Prayer,
Yeah.
meditation, friends, therapy. Go ahead, Miss Marcy.
You know what? When you just said that, Spirit just said, I don't think I looked at myself in the mirror for years. I
Right.
just realized it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I actually looked at myself in the
Me
mirror for
either.
years.
Me
Mm-hmm.
either.
And it was so funny. Tyrese and I was somewhere, and because I got to make sure that my lipstick is okay, my hair. And she said something. I said, "Baby, I ain't met a mirror I didn't like.
I love that.
Okay,
Confidence.
I ain't met a mirror I didn't like."
And think about that. Think about
That's
that.
so
You said
good.
you had looked in the mirror for. I looked in the mirror long enough to just make sure my hair was decent. Wasn't
That's
wearing
it.
makeup. Wasn't wearing jewelry or anything, just to make sure my hair was. And don't look at myself in the eyes. And forget about it. Go ahead, Miss Marcy.
I wore makeup, but I looked through the mirror.
Mm.
Mm,
I was putting my makeup on, but I was looking. Never saw myself.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And now, baby,
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
what did I just say? I never met a mirror I didn't like.
I love that.
There's
While
a
we're talking, I'm thinking of even people, women that maybe just gave birth after we know how that
mm-hmm,
changes, right? Our body
yeah,
image and
mm-hmm,
how do they reinvent themselves? And I think it starts also with even having community, the right people
yeah,
to encourage. I
absolutely.
remember being a first time mom, I started a mommy and me club. And we were in our 20s. We were maybe I might have been the oldest. So they were, let's say in their 20s, early 20s. And we would meet every month. Once a month, we'll choose a location. It might be someone's house or we'll go to the museum. But even with that, I mean, some people just wore sweats because we just didn't know, how to
Mm-hmm,
figure it out, how to reinvent
mm-hmm,
ourselves. And I mean, for the mothers that are listening, the new moms, whether you have my cousin,
yeah,
she couldn't get pregnant for 7 years. Now she has three children back to back, right? And even for her, looking herself in the mirror, not until she started doing her hair and being able to go out again, it
mm-hmm,
takes time. So give yourself grace, but
yeah,
also have a community of people that can support you in that reinvention.
mm-hmm,
Again, you might need a stylist. You might need to go on YouTube to say, okay, now that I have this going on, boobs might be bigger, stomach might be swinging, or whatever. What should I wear so I can still feel good and look good, right? Because
exactly,
there's
exactly.
options, right?
Mm-hmm,
Many people, again, we talked about, I don't know if it was our pre-show before we started recording, but even our hair, the impact sometimes these things have on our outward look, right?
yeah,
How do we fix that up? Do I cut it
mm-hmm,
into a bob? And I had to do that. I did a big chop right after I had Zaria, and it helped me so much with my self-confidence because I felt
yeah,
good again. I felt pretty again. I felt beautiful again. I haven't
mm-hmm,
looked in the mirror until I think after my divorce, because there was just some things that I didn't want to, I didn't want to see that bitter person,
yeah,
right? My smile
yeah,
wasn't the smile. Like you said, Marcy, you would
mm-hmm,
look in the mirror. Yes, you were doing your makeup, but you weren't seeing you. You were just
Right.
seeing this face, right? This
Yeah.
shell. But
yeah,
really to go
yeah,
deep, and yeah, I would say for those new moms or whoever's listening that maybe you gained weight and maybe you stop just taking care of yourself.
yeah,
Take care of
yeah,
yourself. Take care of
yeah.
yourself.
Reinventing is it takes work, it takes effort, it takes commitment to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But reinventing yourself, um, that kind of reinvention that sticks
Mm-hmm.
starts on the inside.
Yeah.
Because I can change what I wear. I
Yeah.
can do my hair differently. I can put all the makeup on or jewelry or what have you, all the external stuff. But if on the inside I am still that broken, hurt,
Mm-hmm.
depressed, discouraged, low self esteem woman,
Yeah.
I'm never going to be gratified by what I see
Renewed
because I
mind.
haven't changed on the inside. I haven't reinvented myself spiritually,
Mm-hmm.
emotionally. I have not not revisited. I haven't visited those things I've been doing for years and assessed, are they still serving me well? Because there are
Yeah.
so many things we do out of routine or because culturally it's done.
Yeah.
Or we gone to this church because they've done this for so long and we only
Mhm.
do that. Is it serving you?
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. Please don't misunderstand me. Where you go to church has nothing to do with your belief in God. I'll say that again.
Mhm.
Where you go to church has nothing to do with your belief in God because we know a whole bunch of people go to church out of a complete routine
Right.
and have no grounding whatsoever.
Yeah.
So how you do your worship, your spiritual life may need to be reinvented, redefined.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's up to you to decide that. But if we're not doing an assessment of ourselves, in a holistic assessment of ourselves, we're not looking at our physical, our spiritual, our emotional. If we're not looking at these different facets of our lives and determining what doesn't serve me well. If you are that woman, as I said before, each of us here have admitted there was a period in our lives when we would not look in the mirror. If you're a woman who hasn't or won't or can't look in the mirror at yourself, I implore you, reach out for some support.
Yeah.
Because the fact that you have no desire to look at yourself in the mirror is a clear indication some work needs to be done. And it's not for me to say what kind of work. That's something that you'll have to decide for yourself.
Mhm.
But if we three here can do it, and it'll come again, there'll be another time when I need to reinvent again. And
Mhm.
I'm not afraid of it. I welcome it because that's an opportunity for me to show up as my best self because
Yeah.
I'm releasing what doesn't serve me well anymore and embracing something new. And there's so many ways that you can embrace something new, whether it's books that you read or places that you go or
Yeah.
what you wear or makeup that you wear. It's so many ways. And if you're not one for makeup or jewelry or what have you, okay,
Mhm.
no problem, nothing here. Whatever serves you, do you.
Yeah.
But understand that it's for me, it's a necessity to understand when it's time to let something go and embrace something new.
Yeah.
Because that's how we stay vibrant. That's how we stay healthy. That's how we stay
Yeah.
happy and joyful. Because I am, like Miss Marcy said, I'm living my best life.
That's
And I
right.
don't mean the trendy statement. I mean you're truly living your best life from the inside out, right, Miss Marcy?
Yeah.
Yes. And people who live healed lives heal others.
That's
People
right.
Mm,
who live hurt lives
Hurt
hurt
others. Hurt people
others.
hurt people. Yeah. Yeah. That's good.
yeah, yeah. So when it comes to reinventing ourselves, what does that look like for you, listeners? My sister, when I was telling my sister about our show, and she said, "Well, how long is it?" Because she already ready to give me a reason why she can't listen to the show, right? Well, how long is it? Because you know my attention span is short. I said, "Well, let me tell you. First of all, you don't need to watch anything.
Just
You
listen.
just turn it on and listen."
Right.
I said, "It might get in a little 30 plus, but rarely do we go over 40 minutes."
Mhm.
Listening to something that can encourage you to do things differently for you is what I recommend. This
Yeah.
show, particularly, but if there's something else you want to listen to and this show, do that. But
Mhm.
this show, particularly, I'll say that again, this show, particularly, okay, because we are giving it to you just as it is.
Yeah.
You're not going to find any fluff here because we women have experienced some things.
Mhm.
We've watched others experience some things and we've learned from them. And like Miss Marcy said, we're sharing what we've learned because
Mhm.
we've healed.
Yeah.
We point someone else in the right direction to keep them from going too far or going down the path at all that
Mhm.
we traveled.
Yeah.
Reinventing yourself. I listen, y'all, I cannot tell you how proud I am of myself of reinventing myself. I'm so
Yeah.
proud of myself. I really am. I
As
Yes.
we
think we
should.
all are. It shows on our faces just how proud we are of reinventing ourselves. It was so
Yeah.
necessary. I
Mhm.
I can't even imagine being that woman because y'all. I don't think y'all can see this. You won't be able to see this, but just imagine a version of me who wore next to no color,
Mm.
Mm.
uh, paper sack style clothes that just hung on me.
Mm.
My hair next to no style, just kind of combed back, no jewelry whatsoever. Oh, I ain't got no earrings on today, but that's my mistake. I usually have some earrings. Um, just nothing, just blah.
You was
Not
trying to
really.
disappear.
That's it. I didn't
Yeah.
want anybody to see me, so I was trying to blend
Hmm.
in to the background
Right.
because that's how I felt about myself. I didn't
Yeah.
even want to see me.
Hmm.
I didn't even want to see me. So God knows I didn't want nobody else to see me. So having to go up, right? Having to go up in front because I used to have many roles where um it required me to be up front. So
Hmm.
I say, you know what, if I dress down, and this is how I try to fool myself, if I dress down in muted colors and stuff that's not too fitting, they're not gonna see me too well.
Right.
And but I'm trying not to see myself is what it was. Yeah,
Hmm.
I was up front, but I didn't want to see myself. God forbid somebody take a picture. Nope, I don't want to see a picture. Don't show me no
Right.
pictures. I don't want to see no pictures. Don't take no pictures of me or me trying to hide from pictures. All this kind of crazy. Let me
Yeah.
see a camera go up.
You ain't never met a flash you ain't like.
Not one. Not one. Profiling, styling, ready for the camera to turn on because I feel good about me. Now, do I have room for improvement? Always, because I'm still
Oh,
breathing.
dude.
Hmm.
And I look forward to those opportunities for improvement
Yes.
because, yet again, that I'm not capped. I don't have a cap on my development.
Glass ceiling. Yeah. Yeah.
I have no glass ceiling on my development. And I choose whether I am going to evolve or not. And I say, yes,
Hmm.
please, and thank you
Mm-hmm.
to
Yes,
my
ma'am.
evolution, right? Because who wants to be, I don't want to be the person I was 10 years ago,
No.
Hmm.
20 years ago,
And
30
don't tell
years
me how I
ago.
was 20 years ago. That
She
now you
gone.
won't tell me. Right. You don't please don't bring her back because
Oh,
she was
no
a mess.
worries. No worries. Because I don't want to see her.
Right.
So, reinventing ourselves, ladies, listeners, it is a necessary thing for us women to do.
Yes.
Reinventing ourselves, whether it's after having a baby, we've gone through that metamorphosis and we've birthed that child, and our bodies have been traumatized from having a
Hmm.
whole being inside of us.
A whole
Now it's
world. Yeah.
time to get not even I was about to say get back to what you used to be. No, get to a different version of you.
Yes.
Because I
Reinvention.
don't know that
Yeah.
you might get the snap back in your body, but emotionally you have birthed a whole person.
A whole nation.
Hello.
How about
So
that?
getting back to who you used to be, I don't know about that. But
Right.
getting to that next version of yourself of who you are, right?
Yeah.
Reinventing yourself. What does it look like? Ladies, I hope this conversation has invigorated you as it invigorated me because I'm ready to do something else new
Definitely.
now.
Yeah.
I'm ready to take on
Yeah.
another challenge, right?
Yeah.
So, our listeners, we're going to share. I'm going to share some tips with you here on reinventing yourself, and then we're going to get to our affirmations on this. And thank you so much for listening in. Our first tip is when it comes to reinventing yourself, embrace change with confidence. Understand that change is not a setback; it's an opportunity to what create a
Create
new
a plan.
path.
Yes, ma'am.
Next, revisit your passions. What used to light you up that you weren't doing anymore? Discover
Oh,
your passions and find ways to incorporate them into your current life. Because you know how we'll stop doing something because of him or stop doing something because of them raggedy children. No, I shouldn't say raggedy. Them children.
baby kids.
It's never too late to start something new that you love doing.
Can
Next,
we
we
speak on
have,
number two, Karan? Could we go
say
back
again?
to number two? Could we go back
Yeah,
to number two?
yeah.
Now that just God is so good. I had a conversation with someone I met on a networking platform last week, and she was not a business therapist because there's a business therapist that I spoke to actually recently, but she wanted to know how she can help me. And her thing was liberation. She focused on liberation. She lost her mom. So anyone she speaks to, whatever your passion is, let's liberate that. So she was asking me like, what do I do? And I said all the things again we list on the show. And she said, your face lit up when you talked about dance. She was like, if you're doing storytelling, why not focus dance, body movement, story tell through dance? You can still have your
Yeah,
podcast. You can still publish your books. You
Mm-hmm.
can still do those things, but do what you love. And I sat
Yeah.
there, tears was rolling, and I'm like, I had to apologize, which I should not have apologized, but I'm like, whoa. I'm like, you're the second person that told me that. Like, focus on what you love, and everything
Yes.
else, it would revolve around that. But this number two really hits home. Revisit your passions. What did you dream as a child?
Yes.
What made you happy? What lit you up? And I'm
Mm-hmm.
definitely tapping back into that ministry of dance because it was freedom for me. That
Yeah.
actually brought me out of a lot of, all that bitterness and anger that I had. Dancing was my freedom. And
Yeah.
again, I share with people, like, some people can preach, some people can sing, Marcy, right? Sing. And for me, dancing was the thing that I can shift a room. Like, the atmosphere changes when you see me
Mm.
moving. And yeah, so definitely revisit your passion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that hit
I
home.
think dancing is something all three of us have in common because it is so freeing when
Yeah.
you allow your body to just move, to
Hmm.
tap into that rhythm and just move and not think about it and just be free. There's
Yeah.
something so satisfying to that. So
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. Let's go on to
Yeah.
number three. So number three is set clear intentions. As Miss Clivia was saying, define what reinventing myself means for you. Set specific, achievable goals that align with your desires.
Hmm.
Next, we have invest in self care. And when I say invest, I mean put some money in it.
Right.
Don't just go take
Literally.
it for free. If you're in that position where you have to do free, okay, but you ain't gonna be there always. Put some money on it because
Yeah.
the value you will pay for what you value.
Yeah.
Prioritize your physical, emotional, and mental well being. Self care is foundational to personal growth and success. So make time for rest. Go on a vacation. Go with the girls or by yourself a staycation. Go to a hotel down the street or around the corner, down in the next city for a weekend by yourself or whatever makes you happy and get some rest, relaxation, and do some activities that
Yeah.
nourish you. Get up and move your body, dance
Yeah.
around, go for a walk,
Yeah.
whatever it is. Miss Marcy, and what's the dance called that you do, Miss Marcy?
Belly dance.
Belly dancing. That's it. Put them hips to moving.
Yes.
Listen, and stop trying to be like you're so conservative because some of y'all can pop it and lock it and drop it like it's hot and want to act like
Okay.
you do it. I know better. Number five. Stay curious and keep learning. This is another thing when it comes
Right.
down to evolution. Take courses,
Mm-hmm.
read books, or attend workshops that inspire you.
Yeah.
Staying intellectually curious will help you stay energized and engaged with your reinvention.
Reinvention. That's
Mm.
good.
Educate thyself.
Mm-hmm.
Next, do we have another one? Is that it? Nope, we got another one. I think we got 10 this time. Yes, we do. So, six, build a strong support system. Surround yourself with people who encourage you, like these women that
Mm-hmm.
are here, challenge and uplift you. Your community, and we've said this so many times, will
Yes.
be a vital source of strength during this journey of reinvention.
Indeed.
Next, we have self compassion plays a role in everything. So, you're going to hear us talk about self compassion in just about every topic.
Mm-hmm.
Embrace the ups and the downs and allow yourself grace, as Ms.
Mhm.
Cookie said earlier, during
Mm-hmm.
moments of doubt or difficulty. They're going to come, but
Yes.
how are you going to go through them?
Yeah.
Growth takes time. Number eight, take action, even small steps. And sometimes we want to set these gigantic, enormous goals.
Right.
But then those little goals to get to that goal is what we kind of sidestep. You
Mm-hmm.
can't get to that enormous goal without one foot in front of the other, one step at a time. Don't
Yeah.
wait for the perfect moment. The more you take action, the more steps you take,
Momentum.
the
Yeah.
more momentum you will build to get to
Mm-hmm.
that monumentous goal that you have. And then celebrate your wins, big and small. And I really don't put sizes on wins. I just say a win.
Yeah. Yeah. Period.
Celebrating milestones keeps you motivated and reminds you of the strength you possess. And
Yeah.
finally, ooh, this is a big one, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Letting go of limiting beliefs. Challenge any self doubt or fear of inadequate, blah, blah, blah. Let's start that.
Inadequacy.
Challenge any self doubt or fear of inadequacy. Embrace the belief that you are worthy of your
Mm.
success. Y'all know one of my passwords is I am worthy. And I have to type it in a lot. I am worthy
I
and
love
capable of achieving your dreams.
that.
Your past does not define your future. Your
Amen.
past does
Does not
not
define.
define your future. It's called past for a reason. You
Mm-hmm.
pass that moment by. Keep looking forward.
Yeah.
Reinventing yourself. What does it look like, ladies?
Mm.
We have shared some amazing. I love this. All of our conversations are just amazing. They keep
Yes.
getting better and better and better. So, Miss Marcy, Miss Clivia, closing comments on reinventing yourself, please.
Hmm.
Cliff.
I think start with the renewing of your mind for sure.
Mhm.
Start with the renewing of your mind and go deep. Go deep. Even if you have to look in one eye in that mirror, go deep.
Love it, love it, Miss Marcy.
Yes, the renewing of the mind, and of course, because we are the AM affirmation space, learn these luxury words.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
I love
Let
when you
them,
say
luxury words. She said,
yeah,
y'all. Did y'all hear that? Luxury
words
words.
to yourself.
Yes,
You praise the children for all you ate your peas.
that. Mm-hmm.
Baby, praise yourself.
Put a sticker on my
Hey,
calendar. That's right.
yes.
I
So
did
yeah,
that.
use these
love that.
luxury words on you.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Love that.
Use luxury words on you. And Miss Clivy, what was your word? Your
Renew
comments?
your mind
Renew your mind.
and look
And you
deep.
see what
And
all of
then
this
look deeper.
surrounds this right here. Because
Mm-hmm.
it takes this for you to use those luxury words, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh man,
It
think of
takes
it.
this, and I say the same thing. Speak nicely to yourself, y'all.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Speak nicely to yourself, especially when you're not feeling good about yourself. That's the optimal time to speak
Yeah.
nicely to yourselves. Miss Clivia, with that being said, what's the closing words we say at the end of every show to our affirmers?
We didn't say our affirmations, did we?
Did we say, oh
No,
Lord,
we didn't.
affirmation?
She didn't
This
get
is
put up.
let's get to the affirmation. So sorry. This is live recording, y'all. So just go with it. Take it all in love. I embrace the power of reinvention, trusting that every chapter holds limitless possibilities. I am ready to step into my fullest potential,
Mm,
confident in the woman I am
yes,
becoming.
Ashe.
Renewed
Yes.
Yes.
every day. That's right.
Reinvention is my birthright. I rise with clarity and courage. I am becoming someone I've never been, yet
Yes.
always was.
There she is. I love that.
Yes.
I am embracing my journey back to dance. Sometimes you have to
Yes.
go back to that
Yes.
Yes.
first love, allowing it to reignite my passion and transform my life with joy and even more creativity.
I love it. I can't wait for your dance classes to start. Oh, we got to
Woo!
skip. I'm getting ready to skip right over skip.
And do not be conformed to this world, meaning don't worry about the outside noise. Don't worry about the world is doing. Don't worry about the trends, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. Romans 12, verse
Amen.
10.
Amen.
Man,
Amen.
Ashe.
So I'm gonna say it this time, since I'm rushing everything. Don't ever forget, y'all. You are your first priority.
First priority.
Act like it,
That's right.
and that's it.
Show up. Yep.
Thank you
Love.
all for showing up for us as we show up for you. We are
Yeah.
so grateful for every one of you. Thank you for being here. Remember to comment, to share, to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button, hit the notification button so you know, because we upload a new episode just about every Friday.
That's right.
I don't know what you're doing with your life, but I get it right.
Get ready with us. Get ready with us.
Then I was thinking, yo,
Turn on them notifications so you know when we drop a new episode. And as always, you all,
That's
peace
right.
and blessings. We'll see you on the next episode. Bye bye now.
Bye.